Welcome back to LWG. We have a fun / competitive battle report for you today. It is going to be the forces of the Stormcast Eternals with my personal Storm host, the Consecrators, out again, but they have some friends, which we'll see in a little bit. And we're going to be up against those vile, terrible Slaaneshi cultists. So it's going to be the Hedonites of Slaanesh today. And as you can see, they have their Fane of Slaanesh out on the battlefield. The mission we're going to be playing here today is Total Conquest. This is a very fun mission, I think one of my favorites, and there were a few changes to it in the General's Handbook. So we're going to go over it real quick. The basic gist is there are 4 objectives. There's one here, one here, one there, one there. And you control them by having the most models around within 6 inches of them, as is standard. And if you do so on your turn, you score 1 point. However, the trick is if you gain control of an objective that somebody was holding, that your opponent was holding in the previous turn, then you get 2 points instead of 1. So it does facilitate that kind of back and forth where you want to. It's kind of interesting. Sometimes you want them to take the objective so you can get ahead on points and stuff. Anyway, it adds a nice twist to the missions that I really enjoy. And the one change for the General's Handbook, at least that we noticed, was the way the deployment zone is. Now it is 24 inches up, and there's a line all the way down to your corner, which this is the Stormcast deployment, and over here is going to be the Slaanesh deployment, which changes it up a little bit. We're a little further away. I think it used to have that step one that had like the little 3-inch side that you could come in over here on the other objective. So this does change this mission up a little bit. I think it's a bit easier to get to these ones that are not in your deployment zone now. But still, it's going to be a grind fest, and I'm a little afraid because Slaanesh is fast, and my army doesn't like fast. Now, I did say this is going to be a little bit of a special report, and there's a little bit of fun and competitive involved here because we currently here at LWG have been running for probably about the last 8 months an in-house league. It's a ladder league where you beat the person ahead of you, you go up the ladder, and all the glory and power goes to the person that is in first place for the longest. And we track the stats and we do all the kind of stuff like that. We have a lot of fun with it. It's been very successful. Well, my Stormcast list has worked its way to the top. I am currently in first place on the league, and Edgar has worked his way up to second. So this is going to actually be a championship battle for all the money for the league. Our in-house league anyway. And it's not really for money. I just said that. It's just for fun. But the way that our league works is whoever loses the championship round, no matter what, goes to the bottom of the league. So one of us is going to the bottom after this. So that's that. And we're going to be moving over to Army breakdowns. All right, and here we are with Edgar and his forces of Slaanesh looking awesome. This is the first time I'm actually getting to play against Slaanesh and Edgar, so this is going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to turn it over to Edgar. He's going to do the army breakdown.
All right, so what we have here is a nice God Seekers of Slaanesh force starring the cavalry. We're here looking for Slaanesh in the realm of Haish. What we have on this side is 30 demonettes, and then flanked by 2 other units of 10 demonettes per unit, and they're led by their 2 Keepers of Secrets, the one with the long K being the general, and having a hand while the other one is wielding a shield, and they follow the musical hymns of the 2 Infernal Rapturouses, playing a tune to dissuade their enemies from coming before them.
I am afraid too. I am afraid. Cool.
And so there is the mirrored epitome there. The Slaanesh knows we look nice.
I mean, who doesn't want to stare at themselves in the mirror all day? Right. I mean, really. So.
And then give our opponents the fear of their own reflection. And then there is the centerpiece in the back,
The Fane? Is the Fane of Slaanesh? Yes, that's what it is. I think I was looking at that instead of the mirror, but hey, you know what? There's the mirror too. So.
Yeah, and also has that nice aesthetic of another keeper coming out.
Well, because that's going to happen. You're definitely going to summon another
Most
keeper on
likely.
me, I'm sure. Cool. So what do you have as far as artifacts going on here?
So the artifact is the Cameo of the Dark Prince on the General. What that allows me to do is when I use it at the beginning of a hero phase, I gain a command point and it creates an 18-inch bubble around him that does not allow the units around him to feel battle shock.
Wow, okay.
And then the other keeper with the long red cape has the Thermal Rider Cloak.
A flying keeper.
So it can fly around and move an extra 4 inches.
That is terrifying. So that makes what the movement is 18 base.
18 base, yeah.
Oh my lord, that is terrifying.
Absolutely.
Cool. So, anything else I need to know?
So far, no. That's the artifacts that I'm using.
Any spells?
Spells on the General here, he has the Slothful Stupor, which goes off from an 8, and when used, almost basically does not allow another enemy hero that's cast on to do anything, can charge, can move, can't cast spells, or use command abilities. And on the Red Keeper, he has a Progeny of Damnation, which allows a Keeper to heal D3.
Cool. All right. Well, it's looking good. It is good to see some Slaanesh on the table, and they look very well done. So congrats on getting your army totally painted here. Now you're also bringing the Geminids along?
No Geminids.
No Geminids. No. So, but we were talking about it before we got into this, and this is Edgar's first game with the new handbook. So the points kind of changed a little bit. So what are you sitting at right now? 1960. So you do have those 40 extra points that you're not really sure what to do with. You probably could end up getting some cool endless spells out of that. But at this point, if anybody asks, the reason why he doesn't have those extra 40 points filled is because he wasn't ready for it. But we wanted to get a game in anyway and have some fun and showcase Slaanesh here. So that's that, and it's looking like they're going to be a tough contender. Since this is my first time playing Edgar, I always like to get a little background on how people got into Warhammer and where they came from. So how did you get into playing Warhammer?
So I honestly started playing at a little game shop in our area over in Harrisburg, the Adventurers Guild, and I was playing a lot of Magic there, and they have a large stock of Age of Sigmar and 40k, and some buddies on me like, oh dude, you should check this out, dude. You can paint these models, build them up, and there's actually a whole game around them, and I was intrigued by Stormcast, which is my other army, and I just went from there. It was snowballing. This is now my second army here. I have a lot of friends in different clubs in the area here in Pennsylvania, and it's always a joy to be able to go on the weekends or evenings and get some games in.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So you are fully engrossed in the plastic crack. Okay. Okay. That's good. Well, then that's cool. That's good to other people playing other games. Don't be afraid to go talk to them and be like, hey, check this game out. We don't have to be game elitist, right? Because you never know who's waiting in the wings. So cool. All right. We're gonna go check out the Stormcast now. All right, and here we are with the Stormcast Eternals. This is, as you can see, all the guns. It's arrows o'clock. We have all the bows. We have all the javelins. We have all the crossbows, and we're going to shoot all of them at Slaanesh. And hopefully they stick, because if they don't stick, I'm dead. So we're gonna do the breakdown here. So today I'm always taking my storm host of my own design, the Consecrators. But today, as you can see, they are joined for some units from other storm hosts, which I am borrowing from my buddy Ross, because he has a big Stormcast army. I didn't quite have the models I needed painted in order to field this list, so he's helping me out. We have some friends from the Hammers of Sigmar and the Hallowed Knights joining us today, so only the faithful are joining the Consecrators on their quest to purge the vile Slaaneshi invaders from the lands. So what are we running today? The storm host for rules is going to be the Anvils of the Hilden Hammer. And for the general today, we're going to be having the Knight Zeros, who is going to be, he has the artifact of the Anvils of the Hilden Hammer, the Soul Thief, which if he does damage to a unit, they just take one extra mortal wound. And he also has the command trait, which is going to be the -2 or -1 to bravery. I forget what it's called, but that would be the Knight of Zeros in the middle with his lantern. He'll be the general. Flanking him on either side is, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, 2 Knight Venators, which means 2 Star-Fated arrows, and I love those. And more importantly than Star-Fated arrows, is 2 Star Eagles, my favorite unit in the entire battle tome. So they'll be hopefully doing some work and giving me that quick long-range hero support. Without further ado, we'll just jump back to him. We got the man, the myth, the legend, the Celestin Prime. I guess he's kind of the one leading this little force here, but if you make him the general, you lose all sorts of rules, so I'm not going to do that. But there he is. He's got the Gal Maraz, the Hammer of Sigmar. He's got his Comet Strike Scepter, and he's going to be assassinating things where we need him to. Flanking him, there are 2 units of Prosecutors with Stormcast Javelins. There's one here, and one over here. And in front of them, there's a unit of trusty Etherwings. Cannot have a Stormcast battle without my trusty animal companions. In front of them is the heavy lifting of this army, which is going to be 1 squad of 9 Long Strike Raptors. Because it's Anvils of the Heldenhammer, will be able to shoot in the hero phase and then shoot again in the shooting phase. Brutal stuff, but listen, when you gotta kill dirty rats and dirty Slaaneshi, you gotta bring what you gotta do. What's a poor Stormcast to do? And then in front of them for battle line, we've got 3 squads of 5 Judicators. They all got their champions, they all got their bows, and that puts me at 1950. I would buy another squad of Etherwings. However, with the restrictions of me being currently in first place in our league, I left it at 1950 because I'm not supposed to change my list. So I'm going to use that to buy the extra command point. So I'll have 1 command point going into this. And that is the Stormcast army for today. Moving on to deployment. All right, we're back after deployment, and it is as you see. So what do we have? We'll run through the Stormcast first. There's a nice overview. Starting over here, we've got the Knight Venator on the right flank here. We got a unit of Etherwings in the front. We've got the 9 Long Strike Raptors here. Another Knight Venator. We've got a squad of 3 Prosecutors there. Another squad of 3 Prosecutors. And up in the heavens, we have the Celestin Prime, the Knight Zeros, and 3 Judicator squads. And then for the Slaanesh, we'll start here over on the left. What do we got? We
have 10 Demonettes hiding in the forest, accompanied by the Infernal Rapturous in the back, 5 Seekers, and then in the center we have the 30 Demonette squad hugging the mountain and also covering the General, the 2 Keeper Secrets. And then an Epitome with the mirrors, flanked by 10 more Demonettes and another Infernal Rapturous with the harp.
Awesome. Scary. Terrifying. So how far can they move here? So,
we're looking for about an average of 14-inch movement.
So this one moves 18 now with the thermal riding. That puts you like
18,
past midfield. That's crazy. You're going to be like right up here. So here we go. It's going to be shooting versus speed. Well, and speed and summoning. So we'll see what happens. Edgar did end up deploying first because he has a battalion and I don't. I have like 800 drops. So what do you want to do? Slaanesh first? Slaanesh second?
I'll be taking first.
Slaanesh, turn 1. We're back after Slaanesh. Turn 1. Hero and then movement phase. So Edgar, what went down in the hero phase first?
So what happened here was I gained some command points with the battalion. The battalion itself started me off with 1 command point and another allowed me to roll. Since I have 5 heroes, 5 or less, I rolled a 3 and that gained me an additional command point. The artifact that I use from my general, Cameo of the Dark Prince, automatically grants me a command point, putting me up to 4. And then sacrificed it to the famous Slaanesh for its ability to deal me a mortal wound, but then re-roll hits for the rest of the game.
Awesome.
I did miss the spell that allowed me to heal. Rolled a 3 on it, required a 6.
So this one took 1 wound.
So it took 1 wound, and it did give me a depravity point. But I also had 2 Raptors that also gave me 2 more, so I'm at a total of 3.
So the 3 depravity, but he suffered
1 wound. So
this one here suffered 1, and then that was the hero phase. So then now, and as you can see, the movement phase. This is the one. This is the general, the one that can run and charge, moved all the way up. And you spend a command point, right, to do the 6-inch run. So way up close and can still charge. And then over here, these guys did the 6-inch run as well. I believe it was.
They rolled an 8 for their run.
Oh, that's right, an 8.
Giving them a 22-inch move.
So they moved massively fast from all the way back up there, and they can still charge too.
They can still charge, yes.
So they're primed to hit the left flank over here. There was a little bit of shuffling around on the objective back there. The block of 30 demonettes moving into the middle, and then Edgar opted to. He was debating. He had the other keeper could have moved right up next to where this one is and had both. But then he was like, "What do those Etherwings do?" Mm-hmm. And I was like, "Hey, Etherwings are pretty good." So he decided to hold back a little bit and see what happens here because Etherwings are good at shutting down charging. So that's that. We're gonna go into the shooting phase. Do you have anything in range?
I don't believe so.
Nothing in range and shooting.
Nothing in range.
Well then, to everybody's favorite, the charges. What do you got?
All right, so first we have the keeper.
Before you charge, that's right. Before you charge, I got to break in. We're going to do the Etherwings to try to shut down the movement on this keeper here. So the red Etherwings, they're going to do their 2d6 move. They got a 7. I'm going to measure that up and see what we can do. So after the Etherwing move, they both rolled a 7. The red ones were able to get into the keeper and shut it down. The blue ones kind of just did a shift over to the middle to take their position. And now, these are the Hellstriders.
These are the Seekers of Slaanesh.
Seekers of Slaanesh. They are going to go for a charge.
We'll get a 5, which will fail, but they can reroll thanks to the banner.
Okay.
So we'll see what they get there. They're going to get a 6.
Looks like that
Plus
might fail.
1 is a 7, so they do fail.
Okay, so we got the 1 combat. Looks like the keeper is going to be feasting on some bird.
Yes.
So we'll get dice ready and come back for that.
So we have the sword on the keeper, hitting on 3s, re-rolling all hits. 1/6 gives an extra hit.
These
and
are
then
some dead birds.
Wounding on 3s. We have 2 wounds at -1.
They don't have a save, so
That's 2 damage.
2 damage. That kills 1 bird.
On each hit, so that'll be 2 hits.
Oh, so 2 birds are dead.
So that'll be 2 depravity that come in. And then we have the Great Claws, which hit on 3s, and then re-rolling all hits. Gives an extra hit.
Oh, Lord.
And then wound on 3s. So that'll be 3 hits, and since there's no save, 15 damage.
15 damage to the... Wow. Bow! That is a dead bird right there. But you do pick up 3 depravity points and clear out those birds, which are always problematic. So, and that is it for Slaanesh turn 1. So we're going over to Stormcast turn 1. All right, we are in the Stormcast hero phase. We did gain a command point plus the one that we had purchased, so that puts us up to 2 command points. And I am Anvils of the Helden Hammer, so this hero here, the Knight Venator, is going to be, he is wholly within 9 of this long strike. You're going to trigger them to fire at the Keeper's Secrets. So do you have any minuses to hit?
No.
Nope. So they're going to be hitting on 2s. So that's all hit, but 6s are going to be doing mortal wounds. So that's 8 mortal wounds so far, and then wounding on 3s, and 4 at -2.
All right, so the -2 puts his 4-up save at a 6.
Yep, just 4.
So 4, so we're looking for 6s. We'll save 2.
Wow, nice. So, but they're 2 damage each. So that means you're going to be taking 10 damage.
We do have a shield, which allows me to save them on a 6-up.
Okay.
So we're going to be
10 damage total.
10 damage total. So that's 5 dice. We're looking for 6s here.
Nice.
So we'll save 1. So that's 9 damage right now, and then 5 more here for 6s.
So you suffered
9 damage.
9 damage.
Yep.
Cool. So taking a big chunk off
So
in
we're
the
going
hero
down to
phase
4.
are the 4 left on the keeper.
4 left on the
so
keeper.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the power of the Anvils of Heldenhammer. Probably the best storm host currently, I would say, just because of stuff like that. So that is happening in the hero phase. We're going to complete the hero phase here for Stormcast, do the movement, and come right back. All right, so after Stormcast hero phase, really the only thing we had was the command point to shoot that keeper with the long strikes. And now we are through the movement phase, and we had Stormcast. The Thunderhead has rolled in, and they are riding the lightning from Azir, and we are on the field. It is ready to unleash. We are ready to unleash the arrows. So what happened? This Venator moved up here, and it is currently within 30 of all of this stuff back here, and even the center squad there. So he's in a good position. Plus, those trees in between there are in a good spot to block this super flying Keeper of Doom from hopefully getting in on me next turn. Then there's a squad of Judicators that came down here. Judicators here in the middle. Judicators over here. These zeros drop down and illuminating the Seekers and the Keeper there. Etherwings shuffled a little bit. Long Strikes stayed still. Prosecutors moved back a little bit, but they're still in range. And over here, again, moved back a little bit, but consolidated the position. So that's the way the field is looking going into the Stormcast shooting phase. Okay, so first up is going to be the Knight Venator here. And what he's going to do is going to put the Star-Fated Arrow into the mirror. What is that thing called?
The epitome.
The epitome of Slaanesh. Yes. So we're going to put the Star-Fated Arrow there, and then since this thing only has 4 wounds left, we're going to try to use the Star Eagles to plink it down. So Star Eagle first. Star Eagles hit on 4s. And I could reroll 1s, but there was nothing there. And then they wound on 3s. So 2 wounds, no rend, 1 damage on the Keeper.
Looking for force. Save none, but we have a 6-up save.
2 damage from the Star Eagle, bringing the Keeper down to 2. See, everybody always makes fun of me, but I love those Star Eagles. And then the Star-Fated Arrow from the Venator into the epitome, hitting on a 2. No, it's a miss. Oi, that hurts. So there's 1 Star-Fated Arrow down. We're gonna do the same thing over here. Star Eagle into the Keeper, and Star-Fated Arrow into the epitome. So Eagle coming up, hitting on 4s. All missed. And then we've got the Star-Fated Arrow hitting on a 2. That is a hit. Wounded on a 3. We got a wound at -1 on the epitome.
Looking for a 5.
Oh,
we're looking for a 6. We're looking for a 6.
Then you needed the 6 too with the -1 rent.
Yeah.
Oh, both Star-Fated Arrows out of commission, but it was worth the shot. So, so next up, we're going to do these Prosecutors. We're gonna put the Trident from the Champion into the Keeper, and we're gonna put the 2 normal Javelins into the Seekers. Okay, so the Trident, and these will be re-rolling 1s from the zeros. Okay, there was a 1 and a 6, so that's 2 hits because they hit on 3s. It's gonna wound on 3s. That is 1 wound at -1.
Looking for 5s.
Oh my god, the saves are out of control here. All right, and then the 2 other normal ones into the Seekers, hitting on 3s, and we are re-rolling 1s because they are still within range of the Azirs. That's 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. That is 1 wound on the Seekers, and it is no rend.
So it's a 5.
What is with you and the 6? Do these Prosecutors into the these Prosecutors here into the Seekers. The 2 normal Javelins hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. That is 2 hits, and they're going to wound on 3s. 1 normal save
on a 5. Nope.
That is 2 damage from that because they're more than 9 inches away.
So that would just take 1. We can take.
So that does kill 1.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then the Trident. Nothing. The dice are betraying me. So up next, we're going to do the Judicators here by the building. Are going to be firing into the Keeper because we have to kill that Keeper. So the 4 normal ones are going to be they're going to be hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. So that's all hits, and then the Prime hits on 2s. He hits, and it explodes for 2 hits. And these are all going to be wounding on 3s. Ooh, that was good. So that's 6 -1s on the keeper. Should see the keeper off.
I'm looking for 5s.
All right.
Saving 2, and then
Sixes?
6s.
Finally took the keeper down, but you have a whole heaping amount of depravity.
18.
Good job from the Hammers of Sigmar over here. Next up is going to be these Judicators are going to fire into the Seekers here. Normal ones hitting on 3s. So that's 3 hits. And then the Prime hits on a 2. That's a hit. Explodes for 2. And these wound on 3s. So, ooh, only 2 -1s on the Seekers.
Going to the 6. 1.
Man, saves today. Other squad of Judicators from here into the Seekers. Normals. Reroll the 1s. The Prime. He does hit. 4. 4 hits. These are all going to wound on 3s. Ouch. So 4 -1s going through on the Seekers.
Looking for 6s. No 6s.
So that cuts down 2 more, puts a wound on another. Well, move the wound over to the other one. Right. Cool. And we only have the 1 unit left to fire, and it's the big boys. What are we going to shoot at? I think it's going to have to be... The Seekers are probably not super deadly at this point.
If they roll 1 for Battle Shock, they get D3 back.
Ooh, they get guys back. Ugh. Let's put... we're going to put 3 of the long strikes into the Seekers, and we're going to put 6 into the Demonettes. So here's the 3 hitting the Seekers. Okay, so that's 2 mortals so far, and 2 at -2. That is going to be 6 damage. That will finish them off. That's what we wanted to see. And then we have 6 coming through on the Demonettes downtown. Not re-rolling ones, but that's 4 mortal wounds so far, and 3s to wound. So that is going to be 8 dead Demonettes from the squad. The long strikes are just putting out a ton of damage here, holding back the forces of Slaanesh. Well, that is the Stormcast turn. We did, at the bottom, this is the end of the turn, the end of the round here. So for scoring things, do you have any end of the round stuff that you need to do?
I do have to take Battle Shock for the Demonettes.
That's right,
Bravery
Battle Shock.
10, lost 8, so let's see what we get. A 2. Bravery 10, their bravery is 2 at the moment, so they don't lose anyone.
You're good to go. All right, so no additional run there. And then in Edgar's turn, he did pick up his chest on both sides, so he has 2 points. I picked up my 2, so I have 2 points. So currently, going into the roll-off, it is 2 to 2. And here we go. This could be really bad.
It's 4.
It's a tie. That means Slaanesh gets to choose.
Well,
What have you?
We're going first.
Slaanesh, turn 2.
So in the hero phase, we got our command points for the turn, and I rolled a 3 having 4 heroes or less, which gave me another command point. We did also get to cast Mystic Shield and fail a couple of the epitome spells. That would have allowed me to reroll 1s to hit against the birds. Alright, the harps also gave me 2 depravity points. And then we moved on to the movement phase where the Demonettes moved up slightly. We made a nice little
Defensive circle over here.
defensive worship circle, yes. And then on this side, the keeper flew over into the trees to attempt to charge.
Which you would normally need an 11 to get to these, but you have that +1, so you only need the 10-inch charge. Which I say only, that's pretty far, but that's scary. So
That's correct. And over here, we just scooted up a little bit and kept the epitome in the back. So we are at the end of the movement phase. I do get to summon now.
okay, summoning in. So you have 21, 22 depravity?
I have 21 depravity.
21 depravity.
And I believe I'll be summoning a chariot.
Summoning in the super chariot. So what's this called now?
No, this is the Exalted Seeker Chariot of Slaanesh.
Oh, and how many points did that one cost?
That one costs 18, which puts me down to 3.
Okay, and that Exalted Seeker's here, that looks amazing. Get a shot of that there. And that is 9 inches away from my lines. Scary stuff moving into the Slaanesh shooting phase.
Yes, so we have one long shot hitting on 2s, wounding on 3s.
So the Enrapturous is firing at
your
my Venator. Okay.
So here we go, hitting on 2s.
That's a
hit. And wounding on
well,
3s.
it would be at -1, but you still hit because I look at it.
And wounding on 3s.
So wound at -3.
-3 for D3.
-3. So that puts me to a 6. Haha, I can do it too, Edgar. I can do it too. Okay.
And then over here, the other Raptors also has her hit on a 2 into the Prosecutors.
Prosecutors down here.
So we're looking for a 2.
Oh no! Can she re-roll?
She does not.
Oh no.
Nope.
Okay. Well, we're both having those 1s and 6s pop up.
So now we move into the beginning of the charge phase.
Beginning of the charge phase, so it's going to be the Etherwing. So we'll get their move up. How far can they move? We'll roll that. They've got a 6. So I'll decide what I want to do with them and come on back. So after the Etherwing move, they got the 6. I was just out of range to be able to tie up the Keeper. But what we're attempting to do is because normally you can't move within 3, right? You have to be a little bit more than 3 inches away. So with the special Etherwing move, as long as they get exactly within 3 of a unit, that unit would be treated as being in combat, so they are not eligible to charge. So we've done that with the Demonettes, which means they can't charge. They're only going to be able to pile in. The Etherwings will probably live through this as well, and then I can fall back in the next turn. But that is not it for the Slaanesh charges. Here we go on the right flank.
We have the Keeper going to try and attempt to charge here. Rolling an 8, 9.
That was a 6 for a second. I got real. So that's a 10. I don't know if you're going to make it with a 10.
So that would not give me.
Not with the half-inch there.
No. So.
Just missed. Just missed. Needed to roll that clutch.
So we'll be spending a command point here since we have extras.
Okay. Going for the 11.
So here we go.
No,
it's a 7, 8. So
worth the shot. It was worth the shot.
We do have a chariot over here that can go as well. Needing a.
That'll do it.
8 on the die.
Exactly what you needed. All right.
So a 9 will put me right here.
I feel like some pain is about to come through. And all right, well then Edgar, he has priority here. So we will. I assume you're going to assault with the chariot first.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll get those dice ready.
There is a charge ability that goes off.
Oh.
Rolling a 1d6 for each unit within an inch at the end of the charge phase. So that's a 2, so there'll be D3 mortal wounds on the hero.
Ouch.
For
so
2.
2 mortal wounds, which will bring that Venator down to 3 wounds remaining. Wow, cool, good stuff. But wasn't quite in to get the Judicators there. So now we're gonna get the dice together to activate the chariot and come right back. Here we are. The Exalted Seeker Chariot is going to be going after the Venator.
After the Knight Venator here, and now it does get to pile in, and it does do another ability where it will affect everything within 1 inch again.
Okay, and that is going to run me over again.
It's going to hit both the Judicators and the thing, and for each 2-up, she gets to add 1 to their attacks.
Dang, okay.
So Venator on a 2-up, they'll take D3 mortal wounds on the Venator for 2 more.
He has 1 left.
And then on the Judicators on a 2-up, we'll go off D3 mortal wounds.
Does 1. Okay, so one of the Judicators is wounded. We'll get that out. It'll most likely be this one here. And then other attacks from the chariot.
All right, so the chariot now, because it got both of those abilities off, will get +1 to all of its attacks for each dice, so that's +2. And here we go. There's a lot of attacks coming this way. So
these
8
things
attacks.
are scary. These things are terrifying.
8 attacks with the Flensing Whips, hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s. And the Flensing Whips will all be going into the hero, while the rest of the attacks go into the Judicators on the other side. So here's 8 attacks, hitting on 3s, 6s, 0 an extra hit. So we have 2 misses, but 1 extra hit.
Cool.
Okay. And then wounding on 4s.
So 3 wounds?
3 wounds.
And he
minus 1 red.
And -1. And he has a 3-up save, which will put him to a 4. And he doesn't make any of those. So the Venator is dead, but at least he got to try. Oop, I moved it there. Sorry about that. And then at least he got to try his Star-Fated Arrow before he got killed. So, and the rest of the attacks now into the Judicators.
All right, so it's going to be 9 attacks base, +2 from the ability to gain extra attacks with the Judicators. And hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s. Yeah, a couple misses. But 1 6 is an extra hit.
Cool.
Wounding on 4s is going to be 3 at -1.
3 at -1, and my Judicators are not all in the terrain, so that puts them down to a 5-up save. We save 1, 2 go through. They 1 damage each.
1 damage each.
So that'll kill a Judicator, put a wound on the next one there. And add all the attacks for the Chariot.
Alright, so then that'll be 8 base, 10 total from this attack with the additional attacks, and we have a couple 6s.
And these are the additional attacks that you got from running me over?
No, this is just, these are the poison tongues from the actual mounts.
Poison tongues, alright,
So we have
cool.
cleansing whips, piercing claws, and poison tongues. 3 6s is 3 extra attacks.
Cool.
Wounding on 4s.
Man, this thing is a bucket ton of attacks.
For
wounds?
4 at no rend.
At no rend this time, so 4 ups. We save 3. 1 goes through, and we'll kill that 1 Judicator off right here. So 2 Judicators have fallen, and the Knight Venator to the might of the Chariot. And that is then over to the Stormcast to decide the Etherwings. Are they going to pile in? Nope, we're just going to stay right there because I learned that you don't have to pile in. I learned that thanks to the channel. So we're going to stay there, and then now the Demonettes will activate and get like 2 of them in. So we'll grab those dice
3.
and come right back. All right, so after all is said and done with the pile in, there were 3 Demonettes did make it in because they have those small bases going against the Etherwings.
So these are hitting on 4s, wounding on 4s. Oh, pretty
Nice
good roll.
roll.
And then
Okay.
the extra hit.
All hit.
Yeah. And then wounding on 4s. Okay.
Wow, they're angry because this happened like this. So that's
it's
4.
hits.
That's going to kill 2 of the Etherwings, and there's a good chance they'll run. But maybe I'll keep them around with the command point because they're super handy. Okay.
So he is within a foot of the guy, so I can make him swing again.
You're going to spend the command point?
Yeah. So because he's within 3 of your hero, I can spend a command point and swing again
Okay.
with a pile in. So we'll go with 3 and get motivated to pile in a little closer.
Here it is.
With the flimsy whips.
So this is the whips.
3s and 4s.
Brutal stuff.
So that's it. And
2 6s.
2 6s will give 2 extra hits. And then wounding on 4s. This is a 6. Go put 3s, you're looking at 5.
5 and a -1 to that.
-1.
So that puts me to a 5 up. Save 2, 3 go through. So it kills another one and puts a wound on 1 more. So kill this one and put a wound on the not champion one over here. The hammers of Sigmar are getting wrecked here.
And then 8 base goes to 10, hitting on 3s.
And these are the tongues.
These are the claws. Yes. And hitting on 4s is going to be 2 at -1.
2 at -1, 5 ups. Save 1, 1 goes through. That kills another model. So there's just 1 remaining. But the Chariot is not done yet. It never stops.
It has the tongues.
The deluge.
9 base, 11 total.
Deluge of attacks.
So 2 6s, 2 extra hits, and 4s.
4.
So it'll be 4 with no rend.
And this is no range, so it's a 4 ups. Takes 1 and is still alive with 1 wound remaining, but that'll be another depravity point. Are you finally done attacking? Yes,
complete.
we have the thumbs up. Slaanesh is finally done with the deluge of attacks. But I suppose, turnabout is fair play. I did do a lot of shooting, and now you do a lot of melee. This is how this battle is going to go. All right, so at the end of the Slaanesh round 2, they scored 2 points. They have this objective still and this objective still. So that makes it 4-2. The Etherwings, we're going to spend a command point from the hero to keep them around because Etherwings are super useful. And then the Battle Shock, I rolled a 4 for the Adjudicator, so he ran because that was brutal stuff over there from the Chariot. So that is that for Stormcast turn 2. Slaanesh turn 2. Moving on to Stormcast turn 2. All right, we're breaking into the hero because I am the Anvils of Heldenhammer, and I am going to fire the long strikes because that's what we do. We're going to fire it into the keeper. That's what we're going to do. We're going to kill this thing. It only has 13 left. Hitting on 2s. Okay, so we all hit. So far that's 4 mortals. And wounded on 3s. Okay, that was a big roll. So we've got 4 saves at -2 on the keeper, and this one does not have the shield.
6s, saves 1.
So that means you are going to suffer 10 damage in the hero phase.
Down to 3.
Bringing it down to 3, but again, a bucket ton of depravity going into
17.
Slaanesh. All right, so we'll finish up the hero phase and then in the movement phase, and we'll come right back. All right, so here we are after the Stormcast hero moving. There was only in the hero phase. I was debating should I ignite the lantern to do D6 mortal wounds to the demonettes, but I think I'm going to save the lantern. So there was no other hero phase stuff other than the long strike shooting, and now into the movement phase. We've got Mr. Etherwing. God, I love these things. He's moved over. He's just outside of 3, so that chariot is going to be tied up for at least a turn. And then Judicators moved up. Prosecutors moved up aside behind them. Venator is hanging strong because he's the one that lets them double shoot. Azero's moved all the way up there. Judicators pushing up this direction. And Prosecutors over here are now... They're in 18 of the... Enrapturous, the demonettes, and these demonettes. So I have shooting options. The plan here with moving forward is I'm hoping I get a double turn. I'm very confident that I can kill this, this, and this, which would clear out this area anyway. And then if I double turn, it's going to be pretty rough. I debated also bringing the Prime in to try to clear this out, but there's also that chance... Because you're up to, what, how many depravity?
17.
17 again. So there's a good chance that after I kill all this stuff, that the Epitome would be able to summon another keeper, which could be really bad for the Prime if he would come in this area. So that's why I'm keeping him off. I don't have to commit him yet, so I think I won't. And we're going to press our advantage for following turns. We need to whittle down the amount of heroes so we can cut down the options that Slaanesh has. So going into shooting, we're gonna do the long strikes into the chariot. So that'll be 9 shots. 9 shots from the long strikes into the chariot. It is illuminated by the Knight of Zeros, so I'll be re-rolling 1s to hit. So hitting on 2s, re-rolling the 1s. Okay, so that's 6 mortal wounds so far, and ooh, that was a bad wound roll. So only 2 wounds at -2.
6s, none.
So that's 10 damage. That'll kill. Yep. That'll kill the Exalted Chariot, but that also gains you 9 more depravity, right?
Yes.
Oh, but we dealt with that threat, so that's 1 hero down.
26.
We got the Prosecutors here are going to throw their javelins into the Keeper. So the Trident first, hitting on 3s. That's 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. That's 2 wounds at -1.
5s.
2 damage each, so that's 4 damage.
Yep.
Takes down, and we lose the other 2 javelins, but does take down the Keeper and picks up 2 more depravity.
28.
Oof. We're going to put these Judicators into the Demonettes. So normal guys, hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. The Prime hits for 6 hits. These are all going to wound on 3s. Wow. Okay, so 9 -1s coming through on the Demonettes from the Judicators here.
Looking for 6s. 1 6.
1 6, so that's 8 Demonettes going down from that squad. And then these Judicators here are going to fire into those Demonettes as well. Hitting on 3s for normals. The Prime hits for 5 hits, and we are doing 3s to wound again. Man, savage stuff. 7 more wounds coming through at -1.
6s. 4 2.
Save 2. All right, so 5 more Demonettes dropping from the squad there. Just decimating fire from the arrows. We're going to take the Venator here, and he's going to fire at the Epitome with the Star Eagle and his bow. So we've got his Realm Hunter's bow is hitting on 2s, because you're not near any other models. So, and then he's wounding on 3s. So 2 at -1.
6s.
And that's just 1 damage each. And then the Star Eagle does hit twice and wounds once at -3 and 1 for no rend.
Nope.
So 2 more damage going through. So 5 damage. Is that right? 5 damage total?
Yep.
Onto the Epitome. And then we're going to do the javelins here are going to go, you know what, we're just going to try it at this point. We're going to put the javelins into the Enrapture. So they will get lookout sir here. So it's -1 to hit. So we'll start with the normal guys. They'll be hitting on 4s. No hits. And then we've got the javelin, or the trident, sorry. The trident hits with both. The wounds on 3s. We got 1 wound at -1 on the Enrapturous. And that is 2 damage going through on her. Cool. So there's just a smattering here. It looks like 8 demonettes are still alive there. But we did clear out a huge chunk of the board. We're going to go into the combat phase. So the Knight of Zeros is actually going to charge. He does a 10. So he will get in there and we'll get the dice up and we'll fight him. Actually, the prosecutors here are going to try to charge in to help out the Zeros. So they charge 3d6. So that's going to be a... Oh, wow. They only got a 7. I don't think they're going to make it. Nope. And I'm not going to spend a command point to fix that either. So just the Knight of Zeros has gotten into combat. He has 4 attacks. And he hits on 3s. He does reroll 1s. 2 hits. And wounded on 3s. So 1 at -1. Cuts down 1 demonette, and then they're going to be able to attack the Zeros. I hope this wasn't a horrible mistake. So the demonettes against the Zeros now.
7 demonettes will be 14 attacks with 1 Alaris, 15, hitting on 4s. 1, 6.
Not too shabby. Oh, that's 2 right there.
And then 1 extra hit for the 6.
Cool.
Winning on 4s. So you have 2, 3, 4 at -1.
Wow, they're -1. I shouldn't have done this. Mistakes were made. So that puts me to a 4 up save. You said 4. So, oh, okay. So just 2 wounds go through, leaving him with 3 wounds remaining. That'll be the end of the combat phase. Since he is Anvils of the Helden Hammer, he'll do his Soul Thief on a 3+. Yes, another mortal wound, taking out another demonette. And then we'll go to wrapping up the turn. So Battle Shocks.
Battle Shock on the demonettes.
And it'll be at -1,
but we're already at minus...
Yeah, minus a bazillion, 23. So you need that 1.
Nope.
No, so there go the demonettes. Okay. So they've been cleared out. The Zeros has 3 wounds remaining. Stormcast, we do again retain this objective and this one. So now the game is a solid 4-4. And here we go. Hope it's not a double turn. It's a double turn. Stormcast gonna take the turn and hopefully bring the hammer down, literally. Going into Stormcast turn 3. Alright, so we're breaking into the Stormcast hero phase, and we're going to, again, Anvils of the Helden Hammer. We're going to fire the long strikes. They're out of range of the Epitome, which is sad, because I already did 5 damage there. One of them is out of range of the Enrapturous. So we're going to fire 8 into the Enrapturous, 1 into the Demonettes. So here we go into the Demonettes. That is a hit on a 3, and then it wounds on a 3. So that's 2 damage going through on the Demonettes at one wound at -2, which will just do 2 damage. And then this is into the Enrapturous. It is -1 to hit, so it's 3s. Missed quite a few, but we did get 3 6s. That's going to be 6 mortal wounds. Oh, and Edgar's already pulling her. Yep. She's got the head shot on the Epitome down there and killed 2 Demonettes. So that is all my command points and the hero phase for Stormcast. We're going to do the movement and come right back. All right, after the double turn, it's pretty much a mop-up action. Me and Edgar had a pretty good discussion about competitive Stormcast and some events that he's been to. So we're having a good time here. What has happened after the hero movement phase? Well, these prosecutors moved up to press the advantage on the left flank here. The Prime has arrived. There he is, standing proud in the middle of the field, ready to bring Gal Maraz to the vile chaos. Knight of Zeros, he moved up. He moved up from after fighting the Demonettes up to there, next to the Fane. The Prosecutors, again, moving into midfield with Judicator support behind them. Our buddy, the Etherwing, he made it out of this fight alive. He's lucky, moving up there and then holding steady here in our stronghold, ready to push the right side. So moving into the shooting phase, we are going to start with the Prime's Comet. Is going to land right there, and it hits everything in D6 inches. So it's going to hit both of these squads. So the Enrapturous takes D3 mortals. That's 3 mortals. Oh gosh, killing her. And the Demonettes take 2 mortals from the Prime. Brutal stuff. Adjudicators are going to try to finish off the Epitome. Actually, you know what? We're going to do the Prosecutors first. We'll put the Trident into the Epitome. Hitting on 3s. No reroll there. Wounding on 3s. Nothing. And the 2 normal Javelins. Hit, and 1 wound, no rend, but it will
5.
do. Hey, there's the 6. And Adjudicators into her. Rerolling 1s from the zeros. It's a miss. Prime does hit. 4. Oh gosh, 6 hits. And wounding on 3s with this mess. That is 6 minus 1s.
Looking for 6s. 1 6.
1 6. So 5 going through that takes down the Epitome.
Yes.
We're gonna put this. We're gonna put the long strikes except for 1 because there's 1 out of range. So that's 8 long strikes downtown into the Demonettes. Rerolling 1s, and oh my lordy! So right there, they take 10 mortal wounds just from the headshots. Do they get any save from the mortal wounds?
10 mortal wounds from the headshot? Oh, these
yeah, that'll do it from just headshots.
That's it.
And over here, the Prime will charge in and finish it off. Edgar, that was fun. We'll do the handshake.
But let's do the charge.
Oh, you all done it.
You get an automatic charge, right? You get an automatic charge.
Refuses to throw in the towel. Ladies and gentlemen, oh my gosh, I was trying to offer the olive branch of mercy, but Edgar, in true Slaanesh fashion, says, I want the pain.
Give it the pain.
We're going to roll the charge for the 9-inch charge for the Celestin Prime. No, he's going to use his dice to auto make it.
There we go.
Kablam. Bring him down. Galmaraz for the final with 7 attacks. Hitting on 3s. That's going to be 6 hits. Wounding on 2s. That is 5 at -3 for 3 damage.
Yep.
Boom! There goes the squad.
Yeah.
That is the last of Slaanesh. We bring down their profane idol as well.
Clear them out of the realm.
Clear them out of the room. Now we can do the handshake. Thank you, Edgar.
Absolutely.
That was a good time. Good to have you out on this. I guess it was more competitive than we thought originally. I guess I'm bringing the heat here in the league. But overall, a great game. I had a lot of fun. If it wasn't for those dang birds, I think you would have absolutely had me.
Birds are fun, yes.
Yeah, the birds are the MVP. That chariot, though, just showing the power of Slaanesh, wiping out 2 units in one go right there. Just imagine if those birds weren't there, 2 keepers, the chariot, everything, I would have been gone. So you got to do what you got to do here when it's in the competitive side of Age of Sigmar. So yeah, had a great time. Thank you, Edgar, and we'll catch you next time at LWG.